Adrienne Estes has a full and busy life. She's a physical therapist, a wife, a mom with a 2-year-old child and another on the way. She is also this, a survivor. 15 years ago, while a student at Bowling Green State University, Adrienne was raped. The trauma raised questions she could not answer.
That first year is just kind of figuring out, why did this happen to me? What am I gonna have to deal with? It's just a slew of emotions. I felt like I just needed to talk about what I'd been through. It was on my mind all the time, and I was thinking about it 24/7, and so I just wanted to talk to somebody about it.
Adrienne was lucky. Through the university, she quickly found resources to help her cope and begin her recovery. She found people she could talk to and trust. However, many sexual violence victims today may not know who or where to call. Often they remain scared and confused and feel they can't reach out for help. All reasons why many incidents of sexual violence go unreported. And that is why Ohio Attorney General Mike DeWine, as part of a special initiative to empower crime victims across the state, awarded OhioHealth more than $1 million in grant funds for a new statewide resource, the Ohio Sexual Violence Helpline.
Well, sexual assault is underreported. There's absolutely no doubt about it. The very nature of the crime makes it sometimes difficult for a victim to even talk about it. So anything that we can do to make it easier for them, to report, easier for them to get the questions, frankly, that they may want answered. It's just very important.
The helpline will be completely confidential and operate 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It will be staffed by advocates who have received over 40 hours of special training in helping those who have survived an act of sexual violence.
When a survivor experiences sexual violence, they have all of the power and control over what's happening to them and their bodies in that moment taken away. We are, as advocates at times, the first person or the only person who believes the survivor and who knows that what happened to them is not their fault. This new helpline is important to give survivors access and to give them meaningful access to something that allows them to hear what their options are.
In addition to providing confidential support to survivors, the Ohio Sexual Violence Helpline will serve as a way for them to connect with local and regional resources throughout the state. At meetings like this one in Ross County, Helpline staff met representatives from many local organizations to share information and discuss the benefits of this state-local partnership.
We are partnering with rape crisis centers, domestic violence shelters, prosecutor-based advocate programs, law enforcement, sexual assault nurse examiner programs. We are partnering with all of these services as a way to make sure that we connect survivors to what exists in their community.
The fact that there's going to be like a central resource center, I think is going to really start assisting survivors of sexual assault, especially in these rural communities.
The Ohio Sexual Violence Helpline will help victims begin the journey to becoming survivors. Adrienne made that same journey, which she wrote about in a book, Voices of Courage. She continues to speak out, sharing her experiences over the past 15 years with audiences throughout the state. And she feels that the new helpline will do just that, help.
I think it's really important because sometimes you need someone to talk to immediately, and you can't always pick the time of day that it's going to happen. And also for some anonymity, talking to someone that doesn't know you, doesn't know what you've been through, it's nice to kind of talk to a stranger instead of a family member or a friend to get some help and guidance in a moment of crisis, really.
For Ohio Health News, this is Rich Yepsen.